All right, so let's continue on. Okay, now I will tell you one thing. When it comes to the actual, um, when it comes to the policing world, it's very limited. It's very limited. I want you to understand that there's a lot of affiliations that go on. You know what I mean? I like back in the days. I was in level one. That was a different kind of life. You know what I mean? Being in level one was different. I had to live and breathe, eat and sleep something in order to keep up with it because I was at a basic level. You know what I mean? So I had to really become something, to do something, and really just live in it. You know what I mean? No, that's a different kind of situation. At level one, you don't really have a lot of choices in life that you do at when you're at a higher level. But I will tell you that I understand how some people say, hey, look, okay, for example, if I was in New York, New York is a bit of a police city. You got to have some kind of understanding, with them. But I got to be honest. There's there's a lot of other things to consider. There's a lot of other things to consider. You know what I mean? I was there. I was there. You can't be affiliated with the police. Well, I talked about my connections, but you can't be affiliated just with the police and just in the policing world and expect that that's enough. Now, I will tell you, having connection, like, there were some sweet perks to it. Okay, having connections in the police world. I remember I went to a bar randomly and I just got treated much better, right? But then again, I want to tell you what's funny is that when I went, and I knew this guy who was a promoter for some kind of it was a pretty decent nightclub. I think it was at Woodbridge or Vaughan, and I went with I went there with a friend, right, or a couple of guys, but I split up with him once I went in there. But I knew this guy who was a promoter, and again, the bartender treated me very nicely, treated me very well. Do you know what I mean? I remember that I was like, oh wow, she's actually treating me better, and and it was the same thing once that was the situation. So I already had that really, but there were perks. People kind of respect you a bit. They look at you and all that stuff. Um, and it is what it is. But I mean, I was at level one, and who really gives a shit? I think about that. Like, who gives a shit? I mean, I'm at a much more advanced level now, and you know what I mean. And I'll tell you, I mean, You just in level one, I had to bathe myself in that world. I'll give you an example. Let's say I want to do tennis. Literally, you know what I did? I go get tennis posters from athletes, okay? And I put the posters all over my walls in my room. My room would be covered in tennis posters. I would look up sayings from the top tennis players and I would put them up on my wall. And maybe Michael Jordan. I put their quotes all over my wall. So all my walls were covered in quotes and posters. Okay, the idea was that I would wake up and that's what I would see. I'd go to sleep and that'd be around me. That'd be in my room. I had to live and breathe it. I had to go to the tennis court and play tennis every day. Because I was at level one. Being at an advanced level and being able to grow, I'm actually as good as I am now. Being as good as I am now, I mean, if I was to face myself in anything, I would destroy myself. We're talking about that past self. Easy pickings, man. I've grown like crazy in only 4 months. I've grown so much. But I will tell you that you know I don't have to. My life is different. I'm a different person. I don't have to bathe myself in one kind of thing and be full of one thing in order to live that thing, in order to just get basic respect or what. I don't have to do that. I'm not even worried about that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? you know, there's nothing. But the thing is, it's like being in New York and I'm doing some kind of business. Let's say I'm doing delis or I'm doing nightclubs. Realistically, if I'm doing nightclubs, if I'm a nightclub owner in New York, I have to deal with the police. At some point, I have to deal with the NYPD. I have to deal with them. You know what I mean? I can't say, "Oh, fuck these pigs, go fuck yourselves" when I see them. I can't do that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But at the same time, even if let's say I was an officer and I owned nightclubs and I was cool and whatnot, the truth is that if pressure came from different parts of the government, even racial organizations, let's say the KKK, let's say government or race-based organizations, no matter what it is, if they had an issue and they started talking to the police would back out and say, "Hey, we're not gonna back you up, man. We are not gonna back up a guy like you. It's gonna fuck us up. Go fuck yourself." Right? I'm being honest. That's really how it would go down. You know what I mean? So understanding now the level that I'm at now, I can handle myself better. I'm a different person, and things are easier, much easier like this now, and whatnot. But I appreciate having the connections that I worked so hard to initiate, and the fact that they are diverse and that I have connections in different areas, which makes things a bit better for me. You know what, man? One thing I never believed was, okay, so when I had that Calgary connection, and he was kind of setting me up with everything. You know what I mean? Do this, do that, and he was helping me out a lot. Then the pressure came down on him from his own groups, and they said, you gotta get out of there. You can't be there anymore. So he left. Now he kind of influenced me, and me and him set up a life for me, but it was mostly him. And he set up a kind of life for me and whatnot, and how to do things. The thing is that it wasn't pro me though. You know what I mean? And I never believed in my life, being at a basic level, I thought people would be happy for me when I became successful. Now I'm catching shit that just because I'm growing and I'm doing better and I'm advancing, a lot of people aren't happy with it. A lot of people aren't happy. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? What can we do? Can we kill him? Can we do this? Can we do that? People are all on their shits. What can we do? What can we do? And it's like I thought you'd be, a bit happy that I make it. I thought it would be encouraging and be, but that's not the mood and that's not the idea. The idea is, what the hell is he coming up? How is he doing this? How is he doing that? Blah, 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 and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on, man? You know what I mean? Oh, he's coming up. That's why I'm happy I initiated so many connections. Because I know that I have enough connections in so many different sectors of business, government, even different organizations, even people that people don't even know anything about. And you know what I mean? And then it's like, dude, it's anyway, I'm not gonna say anymore. I'm just gonna say goodnight.